Greetings and salutations. Today we'll take a look at Amped Volcano from ML Soundlab. So I've been looking forward to this plugin for a very long time, ever since I was watching a video of Miko sitting there chatting and I seen he had an SLO 100 sitting right next to him. I remember messaging on that video and like commenting on that video and saying, come on man, I want to see an amped SLO 100. Now, for whatever reason, I'm guessing it'll be legal reasons or something. He never mentions that this is based on a Soldano SLO 100, but obviously from the image that you see, you can tell. They have this one and another amp, which is the modern version. I've never played a real one, obviously, but probably my favorite plugin of all time, and you know comparisons are going to come, of course, is Neural DSP's SLO 100, which is easily my favorite amp sim. I think that's one of the most diverse amp sims you can get out there. Does this one compare to that? Oh, that's kind of a tough question. You'll have to forgive my rambling, guys. I don't script any of this. I just sit and talk. So whatever comes out, comes out. Do I feel like I like this? It's hard. I think it sounds good. It definitely sounds good. I love playing through it, but I find getting it in a mix is a little hard. I did have a problem where every time I'd render my song down, I had this weird static noise. It took me ages to work out what it was. So the song you just heard, or you're about to hear, sorry, the cab section, I had to bypass the cab section in the amp sim. For some reason, I kept getting these weird noises every time I'd render down, and I tried to work it out. I thought it was something else, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, for some reason, the cab section in the thing, as soon as I bypassed it and I ended up using Miko 2 for cabs, I never had a problem again. Now, I don't know if this is because of what they're calling their Vorna Ai technology. You know, they call it a Vorna Ai technology, amped-based modeling or something. I don't know, but I could not stop this popping noise every time I rendered down. And I thought maybe it was being the CPU or something like that, but the only way I could stop it is to literally bypass the cab section of the Volcano amp and use Miko 2. After that, it was fine. I never had that sound again. So I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but this is what I've experienced. Am I really impressed with this amp sim is the question, and I think it sounds good, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. I don't know what I was expecting, whether I was expecting anything really, but it definitely just feels a little underwhelming. Or maybe all amp sims to me feel underwhelming at the moment. It seems like they're just everyone's just rehashing the same thing, and the market's really flooded. And do we need another amp sim? Do we not need another amp sim? And it's just like, you know, I've seen a few videos around lately of music channels sort of dying out because it's just the same thing over and over. And I don't know if it's the content that's the same thing over and over, or the product. The product is, you know, new drum products, same thing, just different drums. I mean, how many times can you really model a Tama kit or a Yamaha kit or, you know, a Pearl kit sort of thing and make them sound different? Same with guitar amps. I mean, the SLO 100's been done a number of times. You know, how many 5150 plugins can you have before they all sound the same? I think that could be the problem. I think this is a solid amp sim, but I just feel like it's just more of the same, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. So what we're going to do is listen to a song that I recorded using Amped Volcano. I did have to mess around with this one quite a bit because of what I said was the previous problem with the cab section. I don't know what's going on there, but it could be just on my end. I don't know, but as soon as I stopped it, it went away. So we're going to listen to that song. After that, I'll take you through a mix rundown, listen to some presets and stuff. As always, please like and subscribe. Enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys. Greetings and salutations, guys. Here we are, Reaper again, talking about Amped Volcano. Okay, so you heard the mix that I just did. Let's check through some stuff here. Okay, so we have parallax as always for the bass. I'll give you a quick listen to how that sounds. I'm really loving this new bass, the Ibanez I got. Really pumps out the bass tones. Solid as. Okay, so drums. ML drums I went with again. Just felt like trying something different. So I have literally, I believe that's the snare from Yams, the kick from Yams, the 3 of the toms from Dwell, and 2 of the toms from Grit. So, and a mixture of cymbals from all of them. So alright, so I basically made a Frankenstein kit, bit of everything. Let's have a quick listen how that sounds. Sounds great. I'll chuck some bass in there so you can hear like the rhythm section. It sounds really good. Nice. Let me just so I don't get any clicking and popping and crap, I'll quickly up my latency here. All right, so to the amp section. Now, this is what I was talking about. I'll show you. So, as you can see, I have the Amped Volcano, but I had to turn the cab section off because for whatever reason, every single time I rendered down, I would get these crazy, like almost static noises, which was really irritating to try and... I couldn't really hear it when I was just listening to the mix, but every time I'd render down, it would come out for some reason. And at first I thought it was maybe like a little CPU intensive or something. I didn't know what was going on until I decided to turn the cab section off, and I just used Miko 2. And I never had the problem again. So I don't know if it's something to do with that or whether it's just on my end. I'm not sure if anyone else has experienced this, but that's what I was experiencing. So this is the tone I came up with anyway, so. I have one instance of the Volcano amp and another instance of the Asteroid amp. So that's what I went with. Again, I used Miko 2 in this as well. As you can see, I have pretty severe EQ curve happening. Had a lot of noise coming out. This is what I mean, like I'm not sure if I'm happy with this, this amp sim or not. Not every amp sim is going to work for every person, so yeah. But what we'll do is I'll just solo one guitar, put it in the center, and we'll run through a few presets. what I'll do is I'll turn Miko 2 off so you can hear Amped Volcano as it should be with the cabs on. So yeah, it turns it back on. So this is just straight up, just that amp. What I'll do is I'll turn off the EQ and everything too, so you can just hear the amp. That's the tone I came up with the cab section in it. As you can hear, there's no popping or cracking or nothing. There's nothing. But as soon as I rendered down, for some reason, I kept getting this weird static noise. But it's only when I have the cab section on in the actual plugin. So, as you can see, there's a bunch of amps. That's the Overdrive amp. Then you got the Crunch one. So instead of, say like the Neural DSP SLO 100, instead of just modeling the amp with, you know, clean, crunch, and like the 3 different channels, they've actually modeled it 3 separate times. So you go up here, you got the overdrive, the crunch, and that's almost like switching the channels of the amp. So. What I'll do is I'll go down to this one here, show you a bit of the clean. I think it's this one. So we'll go back up here now and quickly listen to, so the Volcano is obviously the SLO 100. I can't remember exactly what the Asteroid is, but I think it's the modern version of the SLO 100. I can't remember exactly what amp it's based on. I tried to look it up, but Miko doesn't talk about it, obviously probably for legal reasons and stuff. Oops, have to actually turn it on, hey? I actually like this one better than the other one. Like, I like the Asteroid better than the Volcano. I think it just sounds a lot cleaner and a lot smoother. So there you go. I'm not going to keep going through all the presets because there's a lot of damn presets. Okay, you got Asteroid green, blue, purple, and red, and they all have their own presets. Obviously, as you go down, it's the cleaner, cleaner channel. So the green is the cleanest, and you have a bit of a crunch, probably overdrive and an insane sort of thing. And then you got overdrive, crunch, and clean on the Volcano as well. Like I said, instead of just modeling the different channels on the amp interface, they've just sort of modeled them as their own thing. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this plugin. I was excited about it coming for a long time, and then when it came, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just burnt out on amp plugins because there's just so many of them and they're just all starting to sound the same and blend into one another. The market's very flooded at the moment, same with drum plugins. I still feel we're lacking in a really good bass plugins that really stand out. That's why I use Parallax still. It's probably the one that really gets me going the most. I love it. So, but other than that, I hope this was informative and helped someone make a decision whether they want to pick this amp up. Not much more to say about it, guys. Enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys.